And now I will take your questions. Let me see. They told me they gave me 5 people here. And so, and I hope that, I think that Prime Minister Xi has some difficulties right now. Sorry. Okay.
Well, as you can see, President Biden appearing to have some difficulty stumbling through some parts of his news conference in Vietnam today. And although in the past the White House has tried to calm concerns over his mental acuity, a recent poll by the Wall Street Journal shows that voters are increasingly concerned about his age and stamina. 73% thinking he's too old to run again in 2024, while other polls show their concerns also over President Trump's age. They're just 3 years apart. Let's bring in Mara Gillespie. She's BlueStack Strategies founder and principal and has advised the former Speaker John Boehner in the past. Mara, good to see you. I mean, what we just saw, it's troubling. Could it be jet lag? Could he just be tired? You got all the change in time zones. Or do you see this as an example or perhaps reoccurring example of something else?
It's certainly a combination of things. And I believe in one of Peter Doocy's other reports, he did mention that the president had been working all night and did give the president credit for the work that he had been doing. But I will say, again, he is 80 years old, and that can't be overlooked. You know, we are at a time where age is in the forefront. When we could look at our congressional members, you know, Dianne Feinstein, we looked at her and she held up a lot of the Biden administration's objectives they were trying to get across. And more recently, you know, Mitch McConnell has been in the news, and Nancy Pelosi just announced that she is running for re-election. She is 83, the former speaker. So it really does sort of, you know, voters are going to be looking at this and looking at and putting a highlight and a spotlight on, you know, how age plays a role in the mental acuity of our leaders. Well,
you know, you could be a spry 80-year-old. You know, you could be, you know,
on
top of everything. I mean, you know, at the same time, people are at all different ages. And why does this concern you so much about President Biden?
It concerns me because he is running for re-election. And this is not an easy job. To be president of the United States, it is a robust schedule. It requires to be on all cylinders all the time. And I think when the American people are looking at, is he up to the task? While that poll may have said that 37% say, you know, to me, I would be questioning that, because we need to present strength on the world stage, especially as we look at what China is doing and adversaries who are looking at us as a target. We want to present from a position of strength. And I don't think that what President Biden is presenting is leadership on the world stage, but also here at home. You know, we have plenty of issues here domestically that I believe Peter touched on, but we need leadership here, and it requires having a handle on the issues, but a handle on being able to go and do these things. The schedule requires you to be pretty active, and we need a president that's able to do so.
Yeah. Now, you have advised Republican candidates and Republican officials in the past?
Absolutely. And I will point out, you know, again, with Nancy Pelosi running for re-election and obviously President Biden running for re-election, that's their choice to do so. But you know, John Boehner, he ticked the boxes he wanted to tick, and he bowed out gracefully and set up Paul Ryan to be successful for his speakership. I think that's how things should be handled. I think, you know, you serve your time and you exit when it's appropriate. And I just kind of feel as though that some people in Congress have hung on a little too tightly. And I'm not sure if that's, you know, whether that's a them issue. Is it a staff issue that wants to hang on? I don't know. But it does call into question the mental acuity here.
Yeah, and would the same apply, do you think, to to Mitch McConnell?
I think it would, because we've seen him struggle and his health battles. And so you really do need to be cognizant of, again, they're at a certain age now. And again, retirement's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I look forward to it. And I hope to get to my 80s and get to enjoy that retirement.
No, they're going to have to pull me out of here. They're going to have to pull me by feet first out of here. Finally, I said Speaker, I'm, of course, minority leader. President Trump, let me show you in the Wall Street Journal poll, the same one. There are concerns about his age, too. He's only 3 years younger than President Biden. There it is. 47%, nearly half, think he's too old to run. More think he's not mentally up to the job. 36% for Biden, 46% for Trump. So before we put everybody out the pasture, what do you think should happen? How do you handle the age issue? in
There are a lot of
politics?
similarities. I think there are a lot of similarities and parallels between President Trump and President Biden, and age is certainly one of them. And I will say that they have not, neither candidate has been pretty robust on the campaign trail, whereas many in the GOP field have been. And we saw it recently in a poll that came out where it showed that Nikki Haley would, in a head-to-head matchup, would topple President Biden. So would Pence and Chris Christie and Tim Scott. So they, this poll showed that that there are other candidates that we in the GOP have that we should really be focusing on. And I do think that, again, age is a factor, but also being able to handle that robust schedule, having a handle on the issues, having the wherewithal to tackle different things simultaneously. We need that in leadership.
I guess sometimes, at least in politics, age may not just be a number. Mara Gillespie, good to see you. Thank you, Mara.
Thanks.